Hi friends, this is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. So there's this crazy story going on in YouTube/crypto. You can see the headlines here. Ben Bitboy Armstrong booted from YouTube brand he created. So basically, he gets fired from his own channel. That is a real thing. It can happen. You can create a channel, you invite a bunch of the people along, and suddenly you got a company, and then basically you can actually get booted off the brand that you created. So it is a real thing. They tweeted out here, Bitboy Crypto, and it's funny because it's not really his Twitter, or I should say X, because in fact it's a company one, right? So here's what it says. It says, yesterday, BJ Investment Holdings, the parent company of Hit Network, took decisive legal action in removing Ben Armstrong from the company, and specifically the Bitboy Crypto brand. So he gets fired from his own company. And it is another headline here. Bitboy Crypto brand will no longer include YouTuber Ben Armstrong.
Hello. Yesterday, BJ Investment Holdings, the parent company of Hit Network, took decisive legal action in removing Ben Armstrong from the company, and specifically the Bitboy Crypto brand. This is a difficult decision, is a culmination of a prolonged effort to help Ben during his relapse into substance abuse, as well as reconcile the emotional, physical, and financial damage he has done to the employees of Hit Network and the Bitboy Crypto community. The Bit Squad deserves better, and we're going to get through this together. We wish him the best and regret that it has come to this, and are hopeful for the future of Bitboy Crypto. Hit Network is committed to empowering creators, and we will continue to do that every day. Thank you.
Thanks, TJ. So, guys, this is a different day, and it's a very serious time right now. But it's shocking for everyone, including myself. But I want you to know that if you're here for some Ben bashing, you're going to be disappointed. This isn't that channel, okay? Now is the time for unity for the Bit Squad. We're here for the Bit Squad. We've got a lot more to learn. We've got a lot more bear market to get through. So what this show is going to do every day, just like it always has done, is empower you to make the right decisions, give you the best crypto information, be a little funny at the same time. So we appreciate all of you sticking around. We appreciate chat going absolutely bonkers right now. We love the Bit Squad. We're here for y'all all the time. We're not going anywhere.
Quote, here's the key. Help reconcile the emotional, physical, and financial damage, and we're talking about Ben Armstrong, right, the Bitboy dude, has done to employees of Hit Network and the Bitboy Crypto community. And then they're saying here, did not immediately comment on this. Now, the key things that stand out, though, emotional, physical, and financial. When I read this, I was like, okay, I get the emotional thing. The guy, could be a loose cannon, etc. Financial, maybe, he's like spending too much money for the company, or he's pumping way too many bad things, etc. The physical one, I was like, is he violent? Is he like hitting other employees? Is he throwing equipment around? Like all these things, three things together, I mean, you got to go. You can't have this kind of person around. Now, could this all be a bunch of lies, right? It's certainly possible. Let's hear what he has to say for himself. Now, because he doesn't own his crypto, his Bitboy, what's it called? Bitboy Crypto Twitter/X, he had to tweet out to everyone, or X out to everyone, a message from someone else. I guess it's the BenCoin Twitter account. So not the main one. Today replied to the news in the post it claims was Armstrong. So we'll just assume that he is, but who knows? Though it's unclear if the influencer indeed wrote the message. Okay, so this is the quote. This is Ben, TJ Shed, and Justin Williams have attempted a coup at my company. The BenCoin account tweeted, just confirming what is going around. It's true. There has been immunity at the Bitboy Crypto and Hit Network, but it won't work. They have no leverage. Until they can clone me, I have nothing to worry about. And I'll be curious your guys' thoughts on this. This is saying it's got a mixed reaction in the crypto community. There's a couple ways you can take this. So one, obviously you could say, hey, this is just a company, just trying to take control. Bitboy dude did nothing wrong. It's hard for me to think that these guys would just make this stuff up. And the reason why I say that is because the Bitboy dude, I actually saw an interview with him on CNBC a while ago. And he basically talked about that he was paid thousands of dollars, or actually I should say tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think it's in the millions. We'll just say tens of thousands of dollars to pump crappy crypto coin.
is one of the most watched crypto influencers on YouTube. In the fall of 2020, you promoted DistX, calling it your most trusted coin, down 99%, valued at less than a penny now. Do you take any responsibility for the losses suffered by your viewers when they see a recommendation by you, they go out and buy that stuff, and it craters?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course I do. I mean, I do feel, I hate it when we talked about stuff that didn't do well. I mean, Bitcoin was still kind of 50-50 at that point, it seemed.
With nearly 1.5 million YouTube subscribers,
I've got a lot to say about a lot of stuff.
And more than 800,000 followers on Twitter, which has allowed him to earn more than $30,000 for a single YouTube endorsement.
I could easily, make over 100K a month doing that.
And when I saw that, and this is a true story, I started thinking, you know what? I think a lot of YouTubers are in on the scam, basically. And this is the scam of crypto. And if you watch my channel last May...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk about FTX Crypto and the buying of YouTubers. This is a really, really complicated issue and probably one you won't hear a lot about on other channels, but I do think it's an important one. They're essentially just buying people now, and they have a lot of money to do it. I mean, really a lot of money. And Brian Jung is one of the people that was bought by FTX as well. I will tell you that I do get offers quite a bit from all sorts of sources, and if I don't agree with a particular company, platform, or product, I simply say no, because the money is not worth it. And also too, I feel uncomfortable, not only is the money not worth it, I just feel uncomfortable pitching any kind of product or service if I myself don't like it or use it or think it's fraudulent. So it turns out essentially the last couple of years, people have lost $1 billion in these crypto scams, and 46,000 people have lost money as the data shows. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just sitting here watching Bitcoin crash. So this is going to be the Bitcoin crash video.
I started calling out all the YouTubers that were pumping FTX, and it turned out like all the big ones were doing it. And I started making a list, etc. And to be fair to Bitboy, though, he wasn't pumping FTX. However, he was pumping all kinds of stuff. And the bad thing about it is when you're paid, right? So for example, if someone's like, hey, I really love NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the most awesome thing of all time. And maybe NVIDIA is being about, like, just for example, there's a difference between being wrong on something, right? You're just plain wrong, or you're being paid to pump stuff that is wrong, right? Or you're just too stupid to even check because they're paying you. I just hope you guys understand the big difference between having a wrong opinion and being paid to push a wrong opinion. It's just two different things. Now, overall, I would not get involved with any of these altcoins at all, right? So, because, is there really much difference between someone who's paid and someone who's just frankly stupid? I mean, like, if I make a channel all day, every day and says, hey guys, Dogecoin's the most awesome thing of all time, and I call myself Dogecoin military, you get my point. But, when you're getting into this emotional and physical and financial damage, he's got to go. And the one thing I was thinking about with the company, and they're probably thinking, or they heard that there might be a lawsuit coming down the pipeline, or they got some inside info that Bitboy is even, doing even worse things, and they need to sever ties as soon as possible before he drags down everyone. And there's a couple things that I was thinking about when I first saw the story, right? You can see the headlines here. Bitboy brand no longer include YouTuber Ben Armstrong is unfortunately how sort of corporate YouTube has become. And this is something that, it's always been a shock for me because, one of the attractors for me, and I may be different from you, is, I watch YouTube because I want to see a just regular person's opinion on something, be it a movie, be it, the latest iPhone, be it whatever, companies, news, etc. And I hope you come to this channel every day because I just share you my opinion. And that's kind of what I always thought YouTube to be. But in this day and age, people's opinions can be bought, like say the crypto thing, or people are basically just actors. And many of the big YouTube channels, if you watch them, they just do like multiple cuts. Everything is completely scripted, etc. And it's not really a real person anymore. It's not, just a regular person in their bedroom, say, hey, this is my opinion on something. It's just a company, and they're in it all for the money. And one of the things that I want to stress with you, and this is with YouTube or anything that you do with life, etc. When the times are going good, don't think it necessarily is going to be forever, right? Because what a lot of, and this is not just YouTube, a lot of companies say, tech companies during the pandemic, et cetera, everything was going up And they started like hiring and hiring and hiring, thinking that like your growth rate is going to be 100,000% forever. Not necessarily. And one thing I'm kind of trying to stress to you is that like when you do find some success in your life, is you temper your ego a bit, right? Say, hey, I'm happy to have some success and I do want to keep it going, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to grow at the same rate. So don't overhire. Don't take all of your excess money and try to make more money. Sometimes enough is enough. Keeping it simple, keeping it small. And also too, guys, preferably frank, I am way happier by 100,000%. I keep saying 100,000%, but I am way happier just doing YouTube on my own. I do my own editing. I pick whatever thing I want to talk about, and I just share it with you. I have no one telling me, hey, Chris, don't do that. And if an audience, you guys say, hey, Chris, don't do that, I'm just like, not your channel, it's my channel. I do whatever I want. So that's why sometimes you'll see, like, I just put a video of my wife and I, we got to dinner, and we just share that with you because that's what we want to do. Because not everything is always about making the most money that you possibly can. Because it gets you into these kind of situations, say the Bitboy situation where he's like, oh my God, someone's going to pay me, 50 grand to pump said, doggy coin or whatever. And yes, maybe you do get that 50 grand, but you end up hurting your fans. You may end up doing something illegal. And then maybe your coworkers are uncomfortable with it too. And you start to ruin everything. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying is basically you just, you let your ego get too far ahead. And so I don't know. Now, I would say, chances are the Bitboy dude, the Armstrong dude is probably a bad person, but I can't speak to anyone else in the company. I wouldn't necessarily say that everyone over there at Bitboy Crypto is innocent, because if, your head of your channel basically is pumping out, a bunch of crappy videos, pushing whatever doggy coin or whatever, and you're still there editing all said videos, you're part of it. And this is something that happened recently. For example, if you know the Graham Stephan dude, he fired his editor recently. And, when people say, oh, I really like the editor, etc., he did nothing wrong. But it's the same thing. Like, for example, and you guys probably know this conversation, if you are part of building the Death Star, right, talking about Star Wars here, and they blow up Alderaan, and you were like maybe made the plans for the Death Star, or you're the ones who like installed the laser or whatever, you're part of it too. You didn't necessarily push the button yourself, but you are part of that system. And so it's not like you don't have any blood on your hands. And I think this is something that I just want you guys to always be conscious of. It's something I try to do, a lot on this channel, is just to be mindful of everything, because what happens in the world, especially among young kids that watch YouTube every day, you get just so tunnel visioned on stuff of like, oh, I'm just going to get the Lambo no matter what, because the coolest kid on the block has the Lambo, and that must be the best thing to do. But, sometimes to get said Lambo, some people are doing some not so great things, and this is the kind of stuff that will happen. And, I can't stress it enough. I don't want to deal with people who are giving me emotional, physical, or financial damage, no matter what the, payment is. It's just not worth it. I mean, I give you an example. I work at the radio station, and I've gotten asked a couple of times to basically co-host a show with a person I don't like. I'm not going to say any names or who said person is, and they'll never watch my video, so it won't matter. But the point is that, no matter what they pay me, I don't like said person, and there's no way. I'm just telling you, I get livid when I'm around said person. Even today, I saw him in the office and was like, yeah. And I'm sure you guys understand this. There's some people you don't like, and it doesn't matter how much money you pay me. I'm not talking to that said person. Like, and that's the kind of thing that will eat up at you, is if you only just think about the money and you start venturing into stuff that one, hurts other people, one maybe hurt yourself because you're just thinking about that money. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because I think this all relates. And we'll see. And I find it sad, though, that much of YouTube is becoming so corporate like this, where they're all companies. And, this is real. Like some of the bigger YouTubers, like Marquise Brown or MKBHD, which I like very much, or like Linus Tech Tips. I like him very much as well. But they're not really just a person in their bedroom anymore. They're a full-blown company. And I'm sure you guys know this. And theoretically, I'm just saying theoretically, it's very possible that Marquise could get fired from his own company. I'm not saying he's going to. I'm just saying it is possible, because when you get to that big, you're not an individual anymore, right? You have a whole team, you have a big meeting, what are we going to do? What video are we working on? And, when are you going to finish my editing, et cetera? It's a company, and it just really changes everything. And so I hope that YouTube, I hope there's still an audience for just, hey, solo dude in his bedroom edits his own stuff. does stuff uncut, etc. I hope so. And I do appreciate you guys coming to this channel, because that's what I try to give to you. I just lay out my honest opinion on this stuff, and I'm telling you my honest opinion on these things. Don't get involved with these kind of people. Emotional, physical, financial damage. Don't get involved, and the money's not worth it, because at the end of the day, someone's got to pay the piper, right? So love to hear your thoughts on this one. Bitboy getting fired from his own channel. It can happen, and don't let it happen to you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.